There has been something unique about the Knollwood congregation from its inception. Begin with vision. Add to that faith and desire to do something exceptional for God. Include the willingness to invest time, resources, and just plain hard work. Therein lies the Knollwood distinction.
I wasn't that old when it started. I was only 12 at that time. And it was before they started calling churches church plants. But basically that's what we were from Parkview.
They were starting the Beaver Creek Church, Knollwood Nazarene. I was a junior in high school, and so I finished out my high school at Beaver Creek. We met in the auditorium that's now part of Maine Elementary.
And it was interesting because you go to school in the daytime and you're in that auditorium, but then you go there at church on Sunday, it's a totally different atmosphere. So that's where we started. And then the barn was donated to the church. It was a dairy barn. And they had to clean it out pretty good, and they raised it up so that they could put a new foundation around it.
When we started getting crowded out, John Rowland used a small bulldozer, went under the building, excavated the whole thing out.
By the time we got done, it didn't look like a barn. I mean, the church wasn't big enough sanctuary-wise. And there's this farm sitting there, and they just thought that looked like it would be a neat place we could relocate to. And it would be kind of in the center of Beaver Creek. And it was so neat because when they stopped to talk to Mrs. Nisley that owned the property, she said she used to stand at her window that looks out over what was a soybean field. And God told her one day there's going to be a church there in your backyard. I mean, he's already preparing the way.
She says, I have 56 acres. How much of it do you want? We bought the whole thing. First church service we had was in the middle of a soybean field, about where the entrance to the kids department side of the building is located. We actually had people in the district that saying that we were no longer part of the Nazarene Church because we had a kitchen in the new building. Boy, things have changed.
As you get older, it's harder to accept change. But God's working. I mean, we can see God's working. And it's kind of hard to fight against something when God's working, even though it's not exactly like I would like it to be. But if he's at work, I'm okay with. There's some people that just get frustrated and give up no matter where they are or what happens. This is my church. It's been my church for 64 years. And barring any other things happening, it'll be my church till I go to heaven. And God will get me through whatever happens in His church.
These years have been miraculous as God added His blessing to the willingness of our people. From this vantage point, let us commit ourselves anew to the mission of the cross.